Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I know you guys are saying, wow, she's back. It has been a minute. I can't remember how long it's been, but I think the last video I brought over here was in regards to me getting my passport back. So I'm back. Wanted to share some thoughts with you all today. I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep this channel or not. I may, but yeah, I thought I'd drop in and share my thoughts. And I know you guys saw the title to this video. My thoughts are changing about Africa. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit, and if you're interested, keep watching. Good morning everybody, it's Sunday morning and I am back here on my travel channel to chat just a moment with you all. I have been researching the continent of Africa since 2017. Having coffee this morning, guys. I gotta have my coffee when I have some deep thoughts. So, I have been researching Africa since 2017. The type of person that I am is when I decide to do anything, I'm pretty anal about it. I want to make sure that I have all of my plans together. I want to make sure that I research where I'm going, what my transportation will be, who I need to help me or guide or hotel host or whoever to get me from the airport to wherever I'm staying. I do thorough research, being that I was in the hospitality industry for 16 years. I do thorough research on hotels or Airbnbs. Wherever I'm going to be staying, I need to see the reviews. I need to see people's good experiences, people's bad experience. In other words, I'm very thorough because when I travel, I have to make sure and ensure that I know that I'm traveling safely. And so I took some years to do my research so that I could, know what I'm doing, where I'm going. I had a whole itinerary, about traveling to Africa, and I was just really, really excited. And then the pandemic hit, and we didn't know that for 2 years, over 2 years now, that we would be, still in a pandemic. So it did put a hold on my travel, and then having to renew my passport took some time because of the pandemic, and now here we are. So my thoughts have changed because I have a lot of friends that are on the ground in Africa. So let me say that first, because I'll have people chime in below stating that you don't know, you haven't been there, your experience, and of course my experience will be my experience. My friends' experience will be theirs. But I have friends in the Gambia, I have friends in Ghana, I have friends in Tanzania. I actually have a friend that is currently in South Africa. I think Johannesburg. Let me think. I have a girlfriend that I met through YouTube that is now in Egypt, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. So one of the things I do is I make sure that I have my information correctly before I travel anywhere. But my thoughts have changed on Africa due to the fact that I have researched this continent, and 6 years now. 6 years that I've researched it and I have touched down. And I was very, very hyped about going to Africa as a black woman. And I do believe that a lot of us have romanticized Africa, specifically Ghana, because Ghana was the first country, I think, that I heard of that was really welcoming African American people back home, that I heard that was friendly, that would be more safe than any other country. So I think a lot of people just flocked over to Ghana because it was the one that seemingly was the easier one to get to. Now I know a lot of things are different now with visas and restrictions due to the pandemic. And I know it's just all of the countries are now just kind of different on where you could go, what you need, quarantine, all of this stuff. So I'm not going to get into that. But at the time that I was looking at traveling there, it was the one that seemed to be a little bit easier. You could get a visa on arrival, and it just wasn't a lot of riffraff to get over there. But in researching and watching the good, the bad, and the ugly videos of Ghana and other countries in Africa, and talking to my friends, I think that we kind of did romanticize Africa as this place that would be welcoming, that this place that would be accepting of us as African American people, that we had some, I guess, connection through our DNA to be able to come there. And now I see that it is not that black and white. That it's a little gray area in there, and that all countries are not as welcoming, and that it is hard to actually repatriate and feel that you're just going to get there and things going to be, easy for you. And not saying that it's supposed to be easy, but in saying easy, that you would be able to maneuver around and be comfortable and not afraid. It's sad to see some of the things that African American people have gone to the continent and done, taking their Western mentality over there and trying to take advantage of people, trying to take advantage of other people trying to repatriate, coming back, doing crazy stuff with the land and the money and, just a whole bunch of stuff, and degrading Africa and Africans and, putting them down. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're not going to talk about any specific channels, but if you have watched, I know because it's all over the internet. And you have a lot of people who have made a lot of money off of these channels because people were just so romanticized about coming to Africa that we watched, we supported, we actually spent our money. I've actually supported people on the ground who repatriated there, because I supported them because I wanted the information of what to expect. And the particular people that I actually supported financially were not people who were taking advantage of the countries that they were in. They were actually sending me good information, and I don't feel like I was out money, even though I spent hundreds of dollars in supporting people who are on the ground. And I appreciate them for the information that they gave me, because it helped me in my research. I did, join some groups that are on the ground there. I've done it all. So before everybody chime in and tell me I need to do this, that, and the other, I'm a very thorough person. Let me just say that. I'm very thorough in my research. But what I found that, the idea that Africans think that we have money because we're coming back home, and that we're not regular people just living in a different country on this planet, that we're just different people, but we deal with the same things. We deal with poverty in the United States. We deal with working class people who just work to survive. We deal with the same things, and those people, I feel, are just as entitled to want to come back or come back home to where their ancestors were, as rich people do, but to be treated differently because I don't have the paper like a lot of my other brothers and sisters here. I think it's unfair, and to be treated beneath other races coming back is unfair. And because I am accustomed to certain things, it deals with technology and conveniences of life, and that I don't want to particularly come back and have to live off grid or in a way that would be not what I'm accustomed to. Having water running every day or electricity every day without it going out. For me to have to say, okay, I gotta be comfortable with that is unfair, because everybody is used to what they were used to. Just like there are people here that have lived in poverty their entire lives. They're used to not eating every day, or they live outside, because there are homeless people here in the States just like there is all around the world. So some of those things were really disturbing to me, that it's so much judgment on both sides, that the expectations that we supposed to be a certain way, it was just overwhelming to me. It was overwhelming to me that people took advantage of African countries and tried to exploit different countries and the land and different things like that. That was very disturbing to me. So, saying all this to say that my mind has changed on certain countries in Africa because there's so much chaos in wanting to come there. I think that there's a lot of countries I still would want to visit, but I actually wanted to repatriate to Ghana, and that has changed. Sorry, guys. It has. I think Ghana, it would be a hard place for me particularly to try to get started, because I wouldn't live in a village. I would want to live in a more modernized city. And with the cost of inflation, with inflation rising, the cost of things, it would be definitely hard. You know, for people to say, you should have this and that and the other. I do have a 401k, and I could live probably comfortably off of that for a little while. But if there's no options outside of me being a digital nomad, like with YouTube, everybody don't want to do that, you know, or I got to have this online business because the options are not available for me to come there and to work unless I establish my own business. So it's a lot of pros and cons when it comes to that type of stuff. And I just got disgusted about a lot of things that I saw. I do want to come back, or I keep saying come back like I've been there. I want to come home for my ancestors, because my ancestors bled, died, suffered in order for me to be here in this country, on this continent. And so in honor of them, I would like to put my feet back on the soil of Africa, no matter where it is. That's my changed thoughts. I felt that I had to go specifically to countries where I felt my ancestors were born. But I think as long as I come back, period, that would be doing them a justice. So I do plan to still travel to Africa. But when I started really thinking about Africa years ago, I wanted to go to South Africa. I wanted to go to Cape Town. I wanted to go to Kenya. I did want to go to Ghana. I wanted to go to Nigeria, because doing my DNA, I found out that a bigger portion of my DNA is from Nigeria. Now, I do know that the DNA ain't 100%, and that you could just continue to research and find out that it's, you know, some differences there. But I do feel that a bigger portion of people in this part of the country where I live are from Nigeria or from West Africa. So I did want to go there. But now I'm looking at different options. I do want to go to Egypt. I want to get a lot of the history from Egypt, and I do have a friend, and I'm going to link her website in the description bar for my followers. I do have a lot of followers that were following me because they had interest in going, and you guys might want to take one of her tours. She does tours in Egypt. She actually resides in Luxor, Egypt, and she has tours that she can create for you that's all inclusive, you know, to places like Cairo and Aswan and Luxor and a lot of different areas there. And I would love to go there, and I'm actually planning to take a trip. I think I'm going to try to take one of the latter trips either this summer or in the fall. I also still want to go to South Africa. I do want to go to Cape Town, and I do want to go to Johannesburg. And we'll see from there. But I have changed my mind about repatriating. I think that I would love to have that, a place that I do visit the way that I do when I travel to the Caribbean. You know, I do often, before the pandemic, I was going to the Caribbean every year. And I do feel that I should give equal time to where my ancestors came from. So that would be my vacation place. That would be trips that I would do with my girlfriends. But I don't feel the need to do like a lot of people have done. And when I say a lot, I mean hundreds of people who have given up their lives in the country where they earn income and where they could work, and went to Africa only to find themselves back home, their homeland, because they either ran out of money, they couldn't figure out a way to live, or they didn't feel welcome, or they were just as discriminated against, not from other races, but from their own people that look like them. Because even though we have this color of our skin, and some of us are darker, we still are viewed as foreigners. So we're treated as foreigners, but a lower class foreigner. We're not treated like white people or Asian people. We're treated less than. For whatever reason, African American people have always been on the lower spectrum of any race. And it's just unfortunate. I have seen people go to different countries, because I've looked at Bali, I've looked at Spain, Thailand, all of these other countries where people who look like me, Mexico, and they're going to these places and being treated better than they would be treated if they went to the country where their ancestors were from. It's really sad to me. Really, really sad to me. And I'm not going to go somewhere where I have to fight just as hard as I'm fighting here for rights to be, just to live, just to want to exist and be free, to be happy. And I want to interject one thing. All of us are not looking for a husband. I got to interject that, because I do know a lot of women have this romanticized idea of going to Africa, finding them an African man so that they can be happy and live forever after. And they're willing to do these polygamy type relationships. They're willing to do all of these things to find love when they wouldn't have done it here. That's not me. If I married, I would want to marry one man, have one wife, one husband. That's just me. That's how I think. That's how I feel. That ain't gonna change. But I had no thoughts of going to Africa for love. None whatsoever. I wanted to go see the beautiful continent, the country, the land, the history, to find out about my people. That's why I wanted to go. So all of us ain't looking at that. So I do know there's a lot of African people that take advantage of women that come over there. I've seen all of the stories, and these women end up back in the United States, just stripped of their pride, their dignity, their respect, their self-worth, their self-value, because they thought they had love. I see women still over there who suffered so much just to have relationships and end up alone over in that country. That's really sad and unfortunate. So I'm actually reaching out to the people that follow me who were following the journey because they had the same interests. Make sure your interests and your reasons for wanting to go to the continent of Africa are right. Make sure they're right. Make sure they're not romanticized about what you think you're gonna get when you get there. Do your research. Know who's gonna help you out, and that people are not taking advantage of you, whether it has to do with your money, or where you're gonna live, and the people that you befriend. Be very, very careful of who you befriend, because everybody's not gonna be your friend. Africans, or even the African American people that are already there, because there's some people that are taking advantage of us that are on the ground over there, that went over there, bought a bunch of land, trying to sell the land back to people coming and took advantage of them and their money. And it's just horrible. Horrible. When you have a good spirit and you have a good heart and you just want to go and be able to contribute and love people and just be a family and be happy, sometimes people take advantage of you like that. I can't be a part of that. So I hope to see some of you on the continent when I get there. I do plan to still come to Ghana because I think Ghana is a beautiful place. My friends send me lots of pictures. I FaceTime with them, and I think it's beautiful. I would love to go there and see some of the places and to learn about the history and just plant my feet down there. But I do know now that that is not where I would like to settle. And I don't know if I really want to settle, as I said before, but I do want it to be a place that I visit over and over again. So thank you all for watching today. I know this is gonna discourage people. I know it's gonna get some hate. I do it just so that people can know my thoughts. I welcome the comments as long as they're respectful. If they're disrespectful, I will delete them and mute you. And you can comment, but it won't never come to me. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So thank you for watching. I will come back. I actually would like to maybe perhaps get some of the people that I actually talk to maybe on a live. Maybe we can do like a StreamYard or something like that on a live so that they can give their input on where they live. Hopefully I'll be able to do that in the near future, and just to keep this channel alive. I still have about 69 followers here, and I know you guys are waiting on the travel content. So if you're here, if you decide to leave, that's fine. If you decide to stay, that's fine as well. So thank you for watching today, and I'll see you real soon. Peace and love.